What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Bob Arum, Jared Big Baby Anderson. Get this. According to Bob Arum, Jared Anderson will become the real top contender to the title in 2023. Top-ranked CEO Bob Arum has very big plans for heavyweight prospect Jared Anderson, who is quickly emerging as a future force in the weight class. Anderson, which is 23 years old, put on a show in his recent destruction of Jerry Forrest, who previously went the distance with fighters like Carlos Takam, Kubrat Pulev, Michael Hunter, and Zhilei Zhang. Arum is expected Anderson to become a full-blown contender in 2023, and this is the words of Bob Arum.
This is going to be a big year for Jared. He's come along. He's gone from prospect to contender, or the fringe of being a contender. I look at 23 as the year Jared Anderson becomes a real contender in the heavyweight title. I think he's a kid that's massively talented, and I think that he will really shine in the next year. Give me the blunt. Money always solves the problem.
Those are the words of Bob Arum. And let me counterpunch. Listen, before we get into any of that, we understand that Tyson Fury already vouched for Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson gave Tyson Fury the business. And when I mean the business, I mean the blues. Okay? He showed Tyson Fury what he was about. He showed him the angles. He showed him the youth. He showed him the high testosterone that a young 22-year-old at that time had. And he, by default, had to acknowledge, like, look, this is going to be a mother sucker in the future. This guy will be a champion. Mark my words. You don't get those accolades from Tyson the Gypsy King without you doing some serious damage in the ring. Bars. Listen. Tyson Fury, the reason I say that, because Tyson Fury is a guy that has supposedly beat up Dillian White, supposedly dropped Gerald Big Baby Miller 7 times and sent him packing, and countless other accounts that he's beat up people, and you don't really hear him giving a lot of accolades to guys like that. He even did that with Anthony Joshua, and look what happened, and look where Joshua went. 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, should I say former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, right? So that is his endorsement. Okay, and I think Bob Arum has now decided, let me put some money in him. Let me see this man shine better now than never. Because I think also you have to take into account that Bob Arum is 89 years old. He'll be 90 years old next year. You think a guy has time to wait around to see what will happen and when tomorrow's not promised to him? However, let me counterpunch. Tomorrow is not promised for anybody. All right, so, but the older you get, the more chances it is that your days are limited. And I think Bob Arum knows that. And I think he wants to see what this young guy at 23 years old could do while he's still alive, while he's still breathing. But I think, optimistically, that Bob Arum will live to be 100. He'll outlive a lot of people. Because he's already outlived a whole bunch of people. But I think the older you get and you have talent like that, as Customato with Mike Tyson, right? You know, okay, look, I see a future. I see a future star in this fighter. So guess what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to hold it tighter. Bars. I'm going to bring this kid and I'm going to put money into him and let's see what he can do. You know? Is Jared Anderson ready? He could be. I mean, there's only one way to find out. I think you should put him at a certain level. And I think if he passed the test, you need to take him to the rest. Okay, he's been calling out guys like Dillian White. He's been calling out guys like Frank Sanchez, those type of fighters, especially with Sanchez. You're really taking a risk anyway. But that's what boxing is about. When you raise to that next level, you show what you're worth. You show your opposition level. You don't just sit there and beat up a bunch of bums that a lot of other guys can beat up and call yourself the best because you've never been defeated, because you never stood the test. Bars. Listen. Jared Anderson is a good fighter, but I seen some flaws in him. Let's be real. Any good counterpuncher could take him and hurt him and give him some problems. I've seen that. I've seen tenacity. I've seen this eagerness, this overzealous intent to destroy your opponent. He threw 50 punches the first round when he fought Jerry Force. You know what I mean? Now, him throwing, I would want him, and I would love to see him do that to someone like Dillian White, which he promised that he would retire that bum. Let's see these fights happen next year. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!